Hello, I'm Jenny Fern and welcome to my library. I'm a chaotic neutral mechanical engineer who's really into permaculture and wants to talk about books. So let's talk about books. So today I have a quarterly check-in. We are just about to start October. Don't know when I'm going to be able to post this, but that's where I'm at. So we're going to go through my goals, see how I'm doing on both the reading goals and this channel goals. My main goal for this year is to read more from my shelves and from the books that I'm buying from thrift stores rather than, and this is gonna sound so silly because it's not like there's anything wrong with this, but rather than using the library so much. I do want to read the books that I own and actually vet if the books that I have are books that I want to keep, rather than what I do is read a ton of books from the library and then the ones that I really like, I buy a copy, and so I'm just accumulating more and more books. It's great because I'm reading some excellent books, but I do have that goal for a reason. I only read 9 books from my shelf and I read 20 from the library. And 29 books also seems a little lower than what I'd been reading in past quarters. So at this point in the year, I've read 94 books, and that includes really short stuff and manga books, graphic novels, all that sorts of thing. What are you doing, bud? Oh my gosh, you're so cute. So the next goal was to read more science fiction, and I have never been more confused than this quarter reflecting on my reading as what counts as science fiction or not. I read Shadow of the Hegemon by Orson Scott Card. Honestly, I was like thinking about it and I'm like, yeah, it's a part of a sci-fi series, but that book has so little to do with any science or technology. It's like such a political book. So I'm like, does that even count? I read Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin, and that I feel like actually is a sci-fi, but then I'm like, do other people call it a sci-fi? Because that's about these little like Furby camera things that are controlled, or not, controlled remotely by strangers. Is that a little dog? I think there's a little dog wandering away. I think it's my neighbor's dog. Just a sec. Crisis has been averted. Oh yes, so I think Little Eyes does count as a sci-fi, even though it's maybe not so classic like sci-fi tropes. This little guy and this strap is not going well. Oh, and then I was kind of thinking The Emissary is also kind of sci-fi adjacent. It's like a, I don't know, it's a future Japan that has gone all isolationist. I feel like that is also something that meets the genre but is kind of not so classically like, oh, okay, that's a science fiction. And then I have those YA dystopians that I read, like Hunger Games, Partials, Birthmarked, Legend, and Under the Never Sky. Some of which have way more sci-fi content than others. Like I feel like Partials and Under the Never Sky, although Under the Never Sky got like kind of weirdly fantastical, I feel like those had some pretty scientific based stuff. I also read Pluto Volume 3, which has a bunch of robots, and I read a Voyager novel, The Escape. I think I've definitely ramped up my sci-fi reading. Like when I was reading these books, I wasn't like, this is a sci-fi, so it wasn't intentional. So I just don't really know how I'm doing on that goal. The whole idea of the goal is that I really enjoy science fiction books, and I just hadn't really been setting aside the space for them because I was so interested in all of these other genres that I discovered since becoming like a more frequent avid reader. I also wanted to read more old and obscure books and kind of prioritize that in my reading, but with no real goal. I read The Yellow Wallpaper, really enjoyed that. I also read Crime and Punishment and Anne of Green Gables. I love Anne of Green Gables, And Crime and Punishment, I think I need to reread it. As for obscure books, I just didn't really focus on that this quarter. I did read way more of those like classically popular books, like the YA dystopian books and graphic novels, cozy graphic novels. So I was really exploring more. Oh my god. Okay, Al does this thing. Can I show you? So Al does this thing with his paws when he wants attention. Hey, Al. So Louis is over here. He just walked by and Al wanted his attention. He's gotten distracted now. But he does this thing with his paws. Like, maybe I can get him to do it if I stand in front of him and don't... That's what I'm talking about. He does that. Isn't that crazy? I thought that cats had to be trained how to do that. He just does it. There was less of a focus on old and obscure. I also read some more modern books that are fairly popular as well. So I went in a totally different direction for this quarter. So the next goal is to maintain variety, and I think I've been really good at this all year. And some of it is just because of who I am and how I am. I just get bored with things and I have to do something else, even if I don't think I'm gonna really like it. Just having new experiences with the reading is important to me. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy these YA dystopians, right? But I still wanted to have that experience, and it was like the perfect time to do it. I have definitely been good at maintaining variety. I've been reading some translated fiction, some horror, manga, graphic novels, a whole gambit of stuff. Then for my video related goals, I wanted to continue with 1 video per week, and I have definitely kept up with that. I have been posting a little bit more this season, and people do seem to be enjoying that quite a lot. For my 500 subscriber special, I posted for 5 days in a row, and there was a huge influx of people and also a lot of engagement on that, which was so heartwarming, honestly. So I had a goal of having videos that attract people, that bring people in, but also balancing with videos where we're just having a good time. So to maintain the community and put stuff out for this community, but also attract new people in. I think this is honestly just luck, because I had been having a huge slump. I think the last update I gave was just, really low video views and stuff. And I just randomly, things will pop off. Anyway, it's going well right now, but it's a little unpredictable. I also wanted to focus some of my reading around video ideas and have it be kind of like a fun, unique thing to do. I have definitely been enjoying myself with that. I had the YA dystopian reading vlog, the cozy graphic novels reading vlog. I might be like scaling back a little bit from that because I have my like TBR that I've just been completely ignoring, and then I've been doing these like shiny new projects with like, ooh, well, I can read this cluster of books for this video idea and this cluster of books for this video idea. So I've been kind of scaling it back a little bit because I don't want it to completely overrule my own plans for my own reading. The next goal was to photograph books, and I gave myself the spring and summer for that. I maybe photographed books for like 3 weekends, and then I just completely stopped. I have not at all recently, and the light is getting a little bit iffy. It's definitely iffy. Oh, there's like absolutely no light when I get up in the morning, and when I get home after work, I have really not that much time to be able to set up for photos. So it's really only a weekend activity, and there's just too much to do. I don't think there will be much more of that for this year, but I did do it for the year, but I think that period is over. And then the last one, which was like a reach goal or whatever for me, was 500 subscribers, and I've hit it. I can't believe it. Thank you all so much for supporting, I suppose. I'm so glad. Also, welcome to everybody who's relatively new around here. I hope you enjoy sticking around, and maybe I have some stuff in my back catalog that you might enjoy that's maybe more introductory. And then I guess I'll end off with any like big schemes, big plans that I have for this upcoming quarter. There's a few things, I just don't know when I'll be able to get to them. I want to read some of my musical artists' favorite books, so I've bought a handful of books for that. I also have a few reading vlogs that are still in progress. One is Chores and Classics, which is where I read Anne of Green Gables and Crime and Punishment, and I think I just need to end it because I keep thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna read Wuthering Heights when I clean my room or whatever, and that is just not happening. So I don't know if there will be more or if I'll just finally edit all of that footage and put it out. There was another reading vlog that I was in progress on, and it's reading books from my little free library. I only read 2, but they were both short, and so I was gonna read at least one more, and I just have not been feeling it at all. Hopefully within the next 3 months I'll get my act together and finish that up. Otherwise, the books that I'm actually interested in reading right now, A Wise Man's Fear, I would love to just tuck in and really read the hell out of that thing. And I've been so drawn to your book recommendations after sampling them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider sharing it with a friend who you think would also enjoy it. Consider liking and subscribing, and I will be back again soon.